Hi, this is Paul on the road, and I'm Paul. Well, today's exciting for me because Barrett Jackson has just started here in Scottsdale, and I'm going to be going. I bought the 9-day pass so I could go every day if I want to, and today I'm going to. It's bidder preview day. It's day 2 of bidder previews, and basically it's just all the cars on display. And my plan is to go and just film the stuff that interests me, and I hope it interests you. So stay tuned for that. Okay, now we're getting into the cars that'll be going up for auction. First one looks like a 66 Shelby Mustang, fastback probably. Oh no, it's a coupe. So one of the interesting things about this vehicle is that it was built for Ken Miles, who, if you watched the Ford versus Ferrari movie, the Ken Miles character was kind of the main character in that movie, him and Carroll Shelby. And this is a car that was built especially for him, and it's going to be auctioned at no reserve. 2009 Superformance GT40 with the gurney bubble on the driver's door. What I'm talking about is this thing right here. They did that when Gurney drove the GT40 at Le Mans. He was too tall, so they had to put that bubble in the door to make room for his head. A 1970 Plymouth Hemi Superbird, and the fact that it has a Hemi in it makes it extremely valuable. They put 440s in most of them, and I don't know the number. Oh, it says 1 of 77 built. So this car is also no reserve, but you better have deep pockets if you want to go and if you want to bid on it. But one of the interesting things I have always thought about with this car is in 1970, the dealers were having a really tough time selling this car because it was so different looking than everything else on the market. And they put the nose piece and the big wing on, but a lot of times when the dealers, would have it in their stock for months upon end, they decided that they were going to convert them back to what it was originally, which was Roadrunner. And they would take the nose off, and I think the fenders would have to come off, but they would convert it back to a Roadrunner so they could sell it. Now this was confirmed to me by somebody, a collector that I met that had 3 of them, and one of her 3 she had bought as a Roadrunner, but the numbers indicated that it was originally built as a Superbird, and she found the parts and put it back together and made it back to what it was originally. And one of the interesting things about that was that wing, that rear wing back there. She had a really tough time finding one, and when she did, it cost her $10,000 just for the wing. Now this is interesting. GM Performance is offering an E-Crate package. It comes with the battery and the electric motor and controller. It only has a 66 kilowatt battery, which is pretty small. It's not going to give you a lot of range, but if you're building a custom vehicle, just for show purposes, this wouldn't, you'd have enough range to get yourself to a car show and back without any problem. But if I were going to build a vehicle that I plan to drive a lot, I would want at least 100 kilowatts, maybe 90. And I don't know if they have modules that they can add on to give you more battery, which means more range. I'm going to ask the sales people here in a minute. They've even got a couple of the new 2024 GTs that are going to go up for no reserve. What fascinates me is that it's a lightweight, it's carbon fiber all over it, titanium exhaust to reduce weight, but 660 horsepower out of a 3.5 liter V6. I had a 3.5 in my first pickup that I bought to pull the trailer with. It was a half-ton, and I quickly upgraded to a 3/4 ton. But that 3.5 motor just in the truck version made a little over 300 horsepower, and that thing was fast. But the same motor basically is making 660 horsepower now. 2023 Camaro Yanko SC, and it has 1150 horsepower. Now, I don't know if you've ever driven a car with that kind of horsepower before, but I tell you, it is exciting. And that's why people love horsepower. The pinion your seat feel. So it looks like GM Performance is bringing back the COPO. COPO stands for Corporate Office Production Order. And in the 60s, big dealers that had a lot of volume could make a COPO order and get a car spec'd with an engine that it might not, or that it didn't come with. It wasn't an option, but they would put the 427 in the Camaro, for instance, in a COPO order. And those cars, the few of them that were built that way, are extremely valuable now. And I see that GM, and they never advertised the COPO as a model name, or they never badged them as COPOs. They were just known as COPOs. But now they're actually badging it that way. And it's pretty, I mean, it looks pretty bare bones to me, and that's the way the COPOs were built. They were just performance vehicles. They were first performance vehicles, and then after that they were regular cars. I mean, this thing even has an electric water pump rather than a belt-driven pump to increase the power, because any accessory that you're turning on an engine with a belt robs horsepower. So they've eliminated the draw from the water pump and made it electric. 1953 Chevrolet Corvette, one of 300 made. They were all white with red interior. They all had the Blue Flame 6-cylinder engine in them, 235 cubic inch with 3 side drafts. I don't remember what the horsepower is. It may be around 150. Power Glide, 2-speed automatic. Not the fastest thing on the street by any means in 1953. But Chevrolet identified the sports car craze, and they capitalized on it. The one next to it, I'm guessing, is a 54 because it's red. Yep, 54. And I was right, 235, 150 horse. That comes from misspent youth, knowing all this stuff. Well, thank you for watching. And I will continue to do this, do these videos. I'm going to be going back frequently. I don't know if I'll go all 9 days, but I am definitely going to go many more days, and I will film again the stuff that catches my eye, and maybe do some interviews with people, and I hope to keep it interesting for you. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.